Shalom everyone, and today what we're going to be doing, as you can see in the background, we have Halo 5 gameplay. The new beta came out a couple days ago, and I've been playing it for a bit, and now I'm going to tell you what I think about it, and if it's a good Halo, it's a bad Halo, all these things. Now first, when I say the control scheme has completely changed on the game, now you play more like Call of Duty other than the melee button, which I think is now RB, if I remember correctly. But basically everything else except that the crouch and the melee are like Call of Duty, which to me it suits me more. Maybe stronger Halo, like previous Halo fans might kind of be annoyed about that because it's going more into the Call of Duty or just typical first-person shooter side. Although you do still have to play the game like you would play any normal Halo game. You cannot take on like more than one person at a time. You can't take on a whole group of people like Call of Duty or go on huge kill streaks or just all that kind of stuff. It still requires teamwork. The shield replenishing as well helps. Like I know people didn't like the sprint option that much because a lot of people were maybe sprinting away from gunfights and such. Now you don't need now the sprint. It will only be useful if your shield is fully I don't know how to explain it, fully loaded, I guess you could say, or fully replenished. If your shield is down, your shield and your health will not go back up unless you stop sprinting. So you need to stop sprinting for about 3 or 4 seconds before your shield goes back up, which will, if you're in gunfights, you need to use that strategically. Make sure you're not sprinting if you don't need to, and such like that. Now the graphics on the game are pretty sick. I think it runs at 720p 60 frames per second, but they said they will try and bump up the resolution later on, maybe when the actual game comes out, but for now it's only at 720p. Me personally, I can't tell the difference between 1080 and 720 unless I look at them, switch them side by side. Then I maybe can tell like the slightest difference, but it doesn't really make it's not a big difference to me. I care about the frame rate mainly, which is a smooth 60 frames per second. I think there was like one kind of jumpy bit, but I think it was just actually lag. It wasn't actually the frame rate. The pace of the game, it's a really fast-paced game, as you can see in the background. This game was okay. I think I did 16-5. I could have done better, but yeah, I kind of failed. I had another game where I did like 21-1, but I didn't record it because I'm a moron. And I did a game before that which I did even better, which was like 18-4 something. So yeah, I kind of messed it up. I didn't really get a record, but yeah, the pace of the game is really fast-paced. As you can see, I'm literally kind of just running around the edges of the map, shooting people. Let's go on to maps. Now the maps, I enjoy them. The one that you're seeing right now is probably my favourite map out of the two. The second one I like a bit, but it's kind of an awkward map. But it's still a good map. Don't get me wrong. It's still a fun map to play on. Now the weapon balance. I think the SMG is kind of OP at close range, but that's the whole point of the SMG. You're not meant to be using it at medium to long range. You're meant to be using it at close range. So I use the SMG quite a lot on this particular map. I'm sorry I don't know the names of the map. I don't really know the names of maps on any game except maybe Black Ops, which is the only maps that I ever knew because you kind of had to know them then. But I'm terrible with names of people, names of maps, anything, names of guns. But yeah, the weapon balance is it's good. I think there will be a few changes later on, but maybe to the SMG mainly, or maybe to the battle rifle. That's it. But I think they're pretty balanced. I don't think the battle rifle is really that OP. Some people are saying it is. I don't think it is personally. Finally, let's go on to the rank system, which is a really competitive rank system. This will bring out the competitivity. Is that word? I don't know that's word. If it's a word, it's word. If it's not a word. Okay. This will make the game a lot more competitive. The rank system is like tiers. So at the bottom, I think it's the iron. Then it's the bronze. Then it's the silver. Then it's the gold. Then there's a few more. There's a onyx, I think. Onyx, something like that. And then there's the semi-pro, and then there's the pro one. At the moment, I'm in the early stages of gold tier. I'm hoping to move up to the onyx, but it's going to be really hard because I'm only in stage 1, and there's kind of 3 stages that you have to go through, and these are determined whether you win games, do well in games. Just because you lose the game doesn't mean you're going to go down. you might still go up if you do really well that game, even if you do lose. So yeah, it's a pretty good rank system. I prefer it to the the usual Call of Duty kind of rank system. You just get XP and you level up, because that doesn't really prove your skill. That just kind of, you could be playing for months on end and you could be the worst player, but you're eventually going to level up, aren't you? You might be the max rank, but you might be a terrible player. I know people, I'm not going to name any names, but they're like Master Prestige in Black Ops 2, and they're not that good at Call of Duty. So not gonna mention anyone in particular, but So that's the video. Hope you enjoyed, guys. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. Shabba labba ding dong, goodbye.